Alright guys, so this is the office. There used to be 3 of those, but like I took one off and put it in my main office because I needed a backdrop of lighting that didn't look like crap. Those are all foam filled, so these little foam things down here, which were straight at one point in time, are all behind that fabric. I just used the fabric as an overlay so you wouldn't actually see this. But if you have, the more you have these on the walls, the more it breaks up and moves away noise so it doesn't echo. And then if you completely do the walls and all the echoing, you get really good audio. But I just wasn't going to do that because, well, that's just a lot of money in foam pads. Had some useless lenses I stuck up there. This is my alternative little station that I made for my son when he was kind of into it, and then he kind of just stopped doing it. There's some ring lights. I have a better light than that, but I'm too lazy to put it up. I have a useless desk. I have a desk I never put together. It's like I have a lot of furniture I need to give away. So like anybody who needs office furniture who's local, come hit me up because, well, we got some. The foam pad experience though, that was pretty cool. So here's the office. I got this from like a liquidation garage sale. Got the banners. There's my dad, the King Lopez, can never be topped. Freaking Master Sergeant. He turned down Sergeant Major because they're going to make him go overseas and he just didn't want to do it and got out, but he was going to be Sergeant Major. Here are my useless degrees that I hang up there as a joke. This is one maybe one of the coolest things that I got. Like this guy from Clever Custom Wood Carvings, something with clever in it. I'll put the link in the description below and in the comment section, but this guy, freaking, these things are dope. We have these actually on our website at TBNation.net. I'll put the link in the description also, but this guy carved out a full thing of this lake. So I'm very, very partial to Lake Havasu. Obviously, it made my career as whatever you want to call me, a content creator. And just all the stuff, the whole city and the whole lake and all the depths. Pretty dope, right? All I need would be like the tree line markings and that would be completely it. But really, some spots were 90 feet. 90 feet in these little holes. You can't see them, it's too dark, but pretty big deal. And here's the workstation. And here's my studio light. So whenever you see me vlogging, or whenever you see me doing lives, I'm like sitting right here. Here's the Blue Yeti USB mic. It's really all I've been using. I should have probably got something a little bit better for audio, but there's a point in time where I really got super tight into filmmaking where it was just too much. I used and render all my videos on the Mac M1 Mini 16 gigabyte, and I just recently ordered a much more powerful 64 gigabytes of unified RAM, so it's like 4 times stronger than this thing. And I can't wait to use that. That way I can actually really start to really blow this thing out of the water. Then I just forever have a bunch of junk everywhere because I'd rather create than clean up this office. This is where I hang up all my, like bags that I use for like storing gear and hauling gear. When I was hauling gear in and out of stupid airports, it was really essential. This thing is pretty dope. Got all kinds of camera gear in there. Here's all my boxes for when I go to resell or redistribute stuff, because that's like a big thing. Upgrading your stuff constantly is a pretty big market for like the filmmaking. That's probably the more important wall here, the actual trademark, and then we have one for Tiny Boat Nation. I just don't have it up because I don't know. I never put it around. And then this. During this office, one of the good things we achieved was we reached 100K, whatever that means to you. Really, it is the only thing for bragging rights. There are channels where subs are everything, and there are channels where subs are really not a whole big deal like this one. Although it is nice to have the subs for the clout, but once we reach 100,000, we don't really care if we reach 1 million. It would be nice, but you know, whatever. Here's a desk I dragged from my closet. Here's a printer I bought that now I don't even know if I'm going to use. I mean, I can take it and put it in the trailer. I guess, yeah, it's useful. And here is a refrigerator and microwave that, well, I don't even know why I bought this. I mean, definitely got me through some rough times here, but now I got to get rid of it. And these are some of the reasons I do it all. Clearly for my kids and for the fish and for you guys. This is where all my poor life choices occur. I keep them on here just to remember how bad it's going or how deep it's going. When this like corner like fills up and there's like no more room to stack energy drink cans, I like leave and don't come back for a few days. These are boxes that I mass hoarded down there to stack when I send for fan mail. Then there's just random gear everywhere. Like nothing's terribly organized in here. In fact, when anybody comes to visit or randomly pop in, I'm super embarrassed about how this place looks. But whatever. All this very static furniture. I think the bigger problem with this office is that I was just static. That I had to come here in order for it to actually operate, and just the way things are going, the stuff I was doing with my kids, stuff, you know, all the stuff within the past 2 years, that's just, you know, all the changes, how it screwed up everything. This office wasn't as useful as I thought it would be, but it was useful. I did learn some very good skills. I wanted to learn what it was like to film it. It's one thing to YouTube, and it's another thing to actually create really good video and film. When I stopped my day job and I wasn't just doing these videos on fumes, and I actually got time to sit down and look at and strategize what it would really take to make good video, like learning what a camera is, learning ISO, aperture, shutter speed, exposure, white balance, color profiles, all those things, learning with the resolution versus pixels, all these concepts you have to kind of learn and marinate on. A few of us did. A few of us within the Tin Can crew just sat there and marinated on this stuff. It's just like hours and hours you waste watching other content creators talk about how to be a filmmaker. And then later on, what comes with all of that is a lot of time soaking in. So that's why a lot of YouTubers kind of just go ahead and have their editors. And we did hire an editor here and there, and they did some smaller things, but really to capture what we do here, you kind of have to know fishing and you have to know boats. And so it's just trying to pull somebody who's, people that are like in the filmmaking world are like vloggers and life coaches, and they're kind of very beta-ish. Not very relatable to maybe this channel. So it's been a little struggle. I mean, that's not to say that they don't exist out there. I'm sure they do. I actually haven't really terribly promoted up front for one. But there's a cross for when somebody's a really, really good filmmaker, they're just really expensive. So you need to be making some serious dough, or you're going to have to do it yourself for a while. So when you break off, you become like a solopreneur. You're wearing all these different hats. The one that creates the content, then film edits and produces the content. That's the hat I've been wearing. And there's some other hats, but that I definitely didn't want to wear, and thank heaven I have a partner in all this. But it kind of flip-flopped. I thought if I could just go full-time, that I could make a lot more videos, and better quality, but it came to either a lot more videos or you do them in a lot better quality. So there was a bridge somewhere in between where it was kind of both. But I just got to be really selective on the ones that I really put a lot of high quality into, where you got to do a lot of crap to make those videos look exceptionally well and very pleasing to the human eye to grab views and stuff. And then there's just got to be a lot of time where you don't do that and you use GoPros and phones. And plus, when I started, the phones were not where they were back then versus what they are now. Now the phones are very comparable to the camera I was recording all this on. Very comparable to like an APS-C camera with a really nice lens. What they can do now is pretty phenomenal. The sensor size, the dynamic range, the color depth, all of it. But I learned all this stuff about filmmaking, and I realized that maybe I don't need near as much of that for what I do here as like maybe some other YouTuber who are all they can focus on is how well the video looks and all the graphics and effects and transitions and all that crazy stuff. But that really, really matters for them. And it does matter sometimes on this channel, maybe a little bit more than we give it credit for, but often what can be done that conveys the same message, the same effective message, can just be done on the phones. So my strategy for this year is to kind of lay down the camera and use the phone more. Use the phone more because they can mass grab data. They can grab data in 4K 60. They can grab pretty good data in slow-mo. And then you can bulk raw edit the data on the phones themselves and then send it and then render it there. That way I can possibly produce way more content that way. If I'm constantly vlogging and using a phone versus having to use a big camera like this, or even a smaller camera, or even a GoPro for that matter, something where the process is, the constantly uploading and downloading the footage is a really, really giant waste of time. A necessary one, but it is whatever it is. Also, a computer that doesn't lag and an external hard drive that can keep up with the computer is very important. All those things are important. You can get pretty far with like 10 grand if you were gonna like start out. Like 10 grand of investment in material, not 10 grand to go blow on a vacation or go blow at a lake or blow on fishing equipment. Like 10 actual grand to like get your business up and running. It's gonna generate you income back is probably what you need to start an entry-level filmmaking deal. And then obviously whatever comes with that with upgrades and training and all these other things. But wasn't bad. I got away with a lot of things that other filmmakers obviously don't get away with because I'm my own best client. So when you film yourself, you know what to do. You don't have to put up with somebody else's crap. You just got to put up with your own. And obviously any of your affiliates and partners. There's a filmmaker down the row, which was the one that turned me on to this office being available. And then watching the stuff that he has to go through with his clients, the flipping and the flopping. Not necessarily something I want to do, but because of you guys, how big TBNation has gotten, we've had to form an S Corp. So we have the Tin Can crew that was formed. That was the best, awesome little 10 army we got going on of myself, Nate, Ryan, and Nick have formed TBNation Outdoors. That is our actual outdoor company. So if you guys are wondering whether or not we do boats for people, yeah, we do. Now we do. Now I'm not going to do them, but like other people will do them. So definitely check out our new shop. It's new to us, but it's kind of old. It's been around. It's out of Illinois. If you're down in Illinois and you're a tiny boater or you want a fully rigged boat that'll hit all those strip mines. Lastly, I have my own media company out. It's called Drax Media. It umbrellas pretty much anything I do now. So I have 3 channels. 2 of them are monetized. I really only have obviously TBNation is my bulk client channel. Like, that's my channel. So I'm kind of, it's like monkeys selling bananas. Anyways, this channel takes up all my time, the secondary one. And my filmmaking channel is Drax Media. That's on YouTube and on Instagram. But yeah, I'm having fun with the filmmaking deal, but it definitely is exhausting. And it does make you appreciate like making it as a content creator by yourself. That way you don't have to deal with creating content for somebody else and what comes with that. Like you can just be good. I still got a lot to learn about filmmaking. It's a never-ending learning process. The equipment constantly upgrades. The stuff constantly changes. But YouTubing, if you really wanted to YouTube, all you need is a really high-end phone, a good computer, and obviously vision, and you can do it. You can do it without all this stuff. I just got all this stuff to give me the edge. And so we'll see what comes with it. We'll see what comes with the new year. But I really want to get more videos out. Maybe not so flashy, but more videos. I want to get them more frequently. I want to do 2 to 3 a week on YouTube. I want to get more reels. And if I can't do 2 to 3 a week videos on YouTube, I definitely want to get more 1-minute reels. I want to start a 1-minute Q&A series. I really do. 1-minute Q&A. I got a bunch of videos I can strip down and put into those 1-minute reels. Obviously, the vertical videos are so much better to watch horizontal, but the whole vertical crap is going on, so we'll be doing a lot more vertical videos. You'll see a lot more 1-minute shorts on YouTube. And some of you guys were like not wanting to see that, but really I'm not going to stop posting long videos. They're just going to be posting long videos plus more little short videos. They'll be specifically labeled shorts. It's like a little red short icon down there. They're not real videos, they're just reels. I would like to start my own bait line of like 3 baits that I really like, that I really think would be useful out to people. But who knows if that's going to happen. That's its own little crap game too. In the end, I only have so much time. I would like to work with more people though. Possibly find somebody who will mold them and produce them. I like to find a lot of things. But definitely you need to hire your weaknesses and hire people that'll save you time. So whatever helps me get you guys more content, I'm going to do. Alright guys, I'm going to catch you all later. I'll see you on the flip side.